Welcome to Land Timber Stream. It is Monday night, September the 24th, and we're going to talk some ipv6 and a little bit more of our CCIE journey. Hope you're having a good Monday night. We are on day number 294, so approaching day 300 here of this CCIE vlogging journey. I don't know, we might do something special on the day 300, maybe like a giveaway or something. We'll see. I do have some stuff I want to give away here on stream. So yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. But yeah, the same wallpaper of the day from yesterday. Hadn't had time to change that. I've been following a lot of the Microsoft Ignite announcements. Many of you may or may not be aware. Microsoft Ignite is like Cisco Live for Cisco. Or Ignite is to Microsoft as CLUS is to Cisco, right? And there have been some really significant announcements. It is pretty amazing. Like, I knew about some of these that were coming. I'm going to try to pull up a couple slides. Of course, that's of significant amount of interest to me, being involved with Microsoft products a lot lately. My work having to do with cloud deployments and Azure. So this is pretty interesting. So they have... This was in a slide that I saw previously. Like, they did a webinar, I think, last week. But they're talking about a Express Route Direct up to 100 gig connections. Apparently, they've had a lot of customers asking for this, which is understandable. If people are moving data center applications into Azure, you want Express Route links of 100 gig. And people are asking for it. Apparently, they're going to get it. Optimized for massive data ingestion scenarios. So you can see there, like, I'm just imagining a scenario like that will be a data migration, right? You want to take a big, a lot of data sets from an on-prem data center and ingest it into Azure. Would be very suitable for that. Azure Virtual WAN. So I don't know that they officially announced this today. If not, it will be announced, or it is coming. Branch to branch, branch to Azure, branch to branch, automated provisioning configuration. This is part of some of the solutions. That's GA, general availability. Virtual network tap. I know I have actually asked about this in the past. We're accustomed to having this capability on-prem. Some people even have big aggregation or, aggregate tap solutions because it's important, right, for application visibility and network visibility and dealing with security issues. So without using agents, you'll be able to do some of this. That's in developer preview. I won't know when that's coming out. Then they talked about Azure's front door service. So that is in preview at the edge. So you've got acceleration, you got HTTP load balancing, DDoS protection, SSL offload. Supposedly they've increased their ability to do SSL offloading by a factor of 5. So I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know what solution they're doing with that. That's one of F5's biggest, use cases is if you're doing heavy amount of SSL traffic and you need SSL offloading done very efficiently. Of course, I don't think that directly competes with F5. Well, I'm sure it does. You can actually get F5 in Azure, of course, but I'm not sure what that looks like in terms of, comparison in transaction speed. I'm not sure. Those are just a few. I mean, they had some others. Let's see. Virtual network tab, connectivity policies, Azure firewall, general availability. Interesting. My experience so far, before that, we've had in Azure what's called NSG, Network Security Group, just very basic rule sets that you can apply to a virtual network. I'm curious to see what this will do. I did not participate or have not actually seen the preview product, so this is going GA. Connectivity policy controls that span internet, hybrid, Azure using FQDN network rules. I'm sure like there are a lot of native Azure products you can get that of course you can also get from third parties. To me, it reminds me a lot of what I've seen so far of past implementations of Microsoft operating systems where, they provide WordPad for free, and you could buy, Microsoft Word, but of course the WordPad is a very limited application, right? Microsoft Forefront, which was a anti-spam for Exchange. You could get it for free if you bought Exchange. It came with it, but it was a horrible product. But I think Microsoft has been doing better based on what I've seen so far. Like they already have load balancers, things like that. And some of them are still new. They're still early releases. Every day, pretty much, there are announcements about changes to Azure. Azure is, and I know the other cloud providers are the same. They're constantly doing upgrades, pushing out new products. And it's interesting, the maturity level, of course, of cloud solutions, based on what I've seen in a limited way, is not nearly the maturity of solutions in terms of, for example, monitoring and firewalling and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it matures and tries to catch up with some of the solutions that we're used to on-prem. So these are important announcements, though. They also announced a desktop solution, a Windows 10 virtual desktop solution they're going to roll out en masse. Supposedly it's free if you have an enterprise agreement. They're just going to give you some virtual desktops to use. I think that's good for them. So it's fascinating to see. We'll see what comes of these things. They also had another announcement about search, I think. And this is not an Azure channel. Don't get me wrong. I have been thinking about starting another channel to kind of document my journey through learning the cloud. Kind of from a traditional infrastructure background, going to cloud infrastructure and enablement and deployment. I'm considering doing another channel about that and kind of document that journey because each day is different. I'm learning new things every day. And that's kind of spilling over into here, CCIE channel. But these, of course, that I just casually mentioned some others. These are purely like networking-based announcements, right? We're talking network acceleration of CDN networks, firewalls, express route circuits, WAN configurations. So that's why I bring them up here and hope you enjoy those. But I've been following a lot on Twitter. I have a number of coworkers who are there, and I've asked Tess to help them keep me up to date and get some good swag. So hopefully that will happen. We'll see how Microsoft swag compares to Cisco's. But I've been playing with ipv6 a good bit today. I spent some time on it before work, during lunch, and a little bit after. And I'm going through the network lessons curriculum here. I got through prefix delegation, which is really cool, folks. I mean, this is one big advantage I see of ipv6 over ipv4. And that is, and I have a lab actually, just to illustrate this, I'm going to pull up this lab that I did earlier today. Where's Chrome? There you are. I need you, Chrome. So we're going to log in. I'm just going to kind of illustrate how this works. And it's really cool. I mean, now that I've kind of got the subnetting down, it's good that I went in this order. I think, let me see, do I have this lab? I don't think it's already opened. ipv6 addressing, is this it? Yes. So this is based on the lab that's in networklessons.com. And it's really fascinating because what you can do is, with ipv6 and dhcpv6, is the ISP can, of course, let's say the ISP gets let's just draw on here, right? Use some of these new features. Let's say they get a /40 from a regional registry, right? Of course, they're going to be doling out other subnets to customers. So let's just say they have they're going to dole out some 48s to customers. So what you can do is at your ISP level is you can say, okay, the general prefix is this /40, and I am 1/40. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run DHCP, and I'm going to give them /48s. So let's say ABCD, and this will be 1, right? This guy might be 1. Say these are residential customers, for example. So what I can do is I could say, this is my prefix /40. Let's do DHCP here. Well, first of all, assign me, well, this is /40 in this interface. And then we're going to say, all right, assign DHCP to these clients based on this /40 prefix. This one, customer comes online first. Oh, but tell them it's, okay, so it's going to be based on this prefix right here. But instead, I'm going to send you /48s. So we do, for example, let me add a line. So we're going to run dhcpv6 here. Did it combine them? All right, that's getting to be a little, work with me here. That's becoming annoying really fast. Okay, so we're going to do dhcpv6, and we're going to say use /40 prefix and issue a /48 prefix here. So he gets 1 DHCP, hit this interface. I'm going to grab DHCP from my ISP, but I don't even have to know what this prefix is. So for example, let's look at the startup configs here. Customer 1. He can be auto-config. Hey, DGI Tech, good to have you, man. Thanks for hopping in the chat. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Monday night. Getting our week started here with a little IPv6. But you notice here on customer 1, first of all, I don't have to know what the prefix is. All I know is that it's going to be a I'm doing an auto-config. And I'm a DHCP client. This is my interface facing the ISP. I'm going to be a DHCP client, and based on the prefix discovery, whatever prefix the ISP tells me it is, we're going to add that to this variable here, ISP_prefix, so that when we assign to clients, we're going to use that prefix, that same prefix that we learn, and assign that to clients, but just with a /64. Okay, so going back to our, oh man, come on, interface, work with me here. Site of origin, hey Cube, low 50, keep it going. Thank you, man. Good bits to you as well, my friend. Get some good bits in the chat here. Yeah, below 50 days, a reckoning is coming, have to say. And I'm I'm not getting really far on the network lessons. I'm feeling good about the pace, like my learning pace. So we'll see if that 50 days holds up. Time will tell. Let me see if I can get my window straight here. But thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a good Monday. But what you all notice here, actually, let me configure this. So he's saying, I am going to send, let me duplicate this, to my clients. I'm going to use the same prefix and assign a 64 address. So what that enables you to do is the ISP defines the global prefix, and that does not have to be configured at the customer site. So this can change. One day I can log in and get one global prefix and route and send this down to my host as a customer router. I configure DHCP. I'm running DHCP upstream, but I'm also have DHCP configured downstream. And as long as I have a different subnet ID, then that's going to work just fine. And no one down here is ever has to have hard-coded what that global prefix is. You can't do that with IPv4. At least not that I'm aware. So that is really cool, I think. And I say you can't do that. I mean, could you as a router, for example, obtain your IP via DHCP and then create a global pool for IPv4 using a different mask? I mean, to me, you could do that for DHCP here, but you'd still have to statically configure. Yeah, I just don't think you could do that dynamically. But you can with auto-configure, DHCP auto-configure, and the global prefix feature of IPv6. I just thought that was really, really cool. So I got through that lesson in networklessons.com. And now I'm on, that's prefix delegation, as it's called. You have general prefix, prefix delegation. Now I'm working on solicited node multicast address, which now I know what that was over this weekend. Even yesterday, I was a little baffled when I found this address, and I'll show you, because I uploaded it to the packet captures under IPv6 ICMP. Remember yesterday we talked about the different ICMP packet types, and I did not know what this was. Here we have this destination is FFO2:1: FFO2:0. This is a neighbor solicitation using the solicited node multicast address. And this is also better than IPv4 ARP. It's more efficient. And I'm going to go over some more of that tonight. That's on my plan for tonight. Continue going through neighbor discovery and stateless auto configuration. We may do router advertisement preference. I don't think that's a big lesson. But these are my lessons on target for tonight. So hopefully by tomorrow we'll be able to start layer 3 multicast. And I'll be able to share some lab stuff with you folks and that. That moment when you like IPv4, but if it's inefficient and going to be overridden by IPv6. I know, right? You're like, man, there's so many cool features. I will say, folks, as I've mentioned on Twitter, I've pretty much got my network on IPv6, and I've been pretty happy with the amount of traffic that a lot of sites are supporting. I wonder if Twitter is doing IPv6. You know, we should do like a hit list to determine who is allowing IPv6 and who is not. Let me just do that just for fun. We got a little bit of time here. Let's just pull up some Wireshark. Let's do a capture here. Those are all IPv4. Okay, a lot of that I think is from my lab, to be honest. But let's do like some Twitter. I'm just curious to see. Wow, this is a lot of IP. I don't know what this traffic is. I need to find out. Okay, this is my lab, I think. So I'll bet this is Twitter. So if I go to, let's do a who is on this. No, that is going to be DNS. That's Google, I think. We can always check through a query, right? So I do NS lookup, server. My default server is Google, right? 2606, 4700, 4700, 1111. And let's do www.twitter.com. Twitter is IPv4. Netflix as well. Am I not querying correctly? Let me see here. Oh, it's doing A records, right? Set type equals AAAA. That's the problem. So let's do www.twitter.com. Let's give me a canonical name. So let's do twitter.com. Yeah, no answer. Look at that. So how about netflix.com? Yeah, look at this. I noticed this the other day. I had a lot of IPv6 traffic when I was using Netflix. Facebook.com, pretty sure is IPv6. Yep. What are some other ones? Instagram.com is IPv6. You can be pretty sure. I'm kind of surprised about Twitter because most sites that are heavily used by mobile users, because a lot of mobile traffic is IPv6. Yeah, LinkedIn. How about Discord? See, so. Yeah, look at that, Microsoft. That figures, and I'll tell you why, because okay, so they have at least, they don't have it for their root. So I guess if you were just go Microsoft.com without www, it would initially do an IPv4, I guess. Interesting. How about networklessons.com? I think I already checked this, and yeah, they have no quadruple A records. So for a small shop, I can imagine there's a lot more involved to have to do IPv4. Interesting. So yeah, that's how you find out. Let's see. Yeah, and that's why I'm doing this. Site of origin is, you take certain things for granted when you've been doing IPv4 so long, and you forget about little things that are different about IPv6. Like, for example, using quadruple A records instead of regular A records. And that's why I wanted to do this, right? To try to convert as much of my network as I could to IPv6. The next thing to try would be really interesting. Obviously, I couldn't do this. You know, this is dual stack. I would love to get like a 6-to-4. What is it called? 6/4. I want to do NAT. I'd like to find a NAT server and then be able to turn off IPv4 and just run single stack IPv6 and see how that would work. It might be interesting. Anyway, so dual stack though is pretty cool, and there's some things, cool things we're learning there. But anyway, that's what I am on Network Lessons. We're going to continue on with that, and hopefully get into Layer 3 multicast tomorrow, probably more likely on Wednesday. But yeah, let's talk a little bit of trivia tonight, folks. Let's wrap up this little vlog for tonight. As far as pppoe, I recently did this as part of layer 2. You know that there is a discovery phase, and then, or stage, I should say, discovery stage, and then there is a session stage, which is when LCP and NCP protocols come into play. But first, you have to discover, what hardware address is on the other end, right? So let's see if you can think of, there's generally an exchange of 4 different frames for pppoe to be established. Okay, I want to see if I can remember them. I usually remember them by the acronyms. O, PADR, PADS. So, protocol, active discovery, initiation. Protocol, active discovery, offer. Discovery request. Protocol. Hey, subscription. Thank you, Do for Hims. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Thanks for subscribing. You subscribed in the past. Thanks for another sub. Appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy. Let's give some bits in here. Yeah, no problem, man. That's the thing about Twitch Prime is they want to keep people coming back to watch the ads. So they make you renew it monthly. But anyway, thanks for that sub, my friend. Good bits out to you and to all the community. We're just talking a little pppoe here. Just a little review. No, I'd like to do a little trivia. Man, I have got to fix that. Okay. This is the crankiest Nightbot that I've ever seen. I know, it does, man. This is like great-grandpa's Nightbot that's cranky and doesn't like anybody. And pats all the young ladies on their behind, and he shouldn't be doing that, especially in this day and age. I've known older men like that. We gotta fix the cranky Nightbot. I'm making a note here. Fix cranky Nightbot. Has a broom and jabs it on the roof. Exactly. Shut up there, you kids. Stop sending good bits to everybody and playing those memes on your computer thingies. Yeah, man, we're going to take care of old man. All right. We got a solution for him. We just got to give him the right meds, and he'll be calm after that. So I think this is, I don't know that this is called establishment. I've heard it called that before. I don't think that's official. But I just remember these acronyms, PADI, PADO, PADR, PADS. And I also try to think of, it's somewhat similar to some other there's a lot of negotiations that take place in networking. Have y'all noticed that? We've got, there's a lot of elections in networking, and there are a lot of diplomatic negotiations that take place in networking. A lot of them. So anyway, this is just another negotiation, and because of that it's 4 steps, it reminds me a little bit about IPv4 DHCP, just a little bit. You got what is DHCP? It's discovery. Then you have DHCP offer, then you have a request, and then you have acknowledgement, right? Yeah, so it's very similar to that. But yeah, let me just double check though, make sure I'm not telling you lies. DORA, yes. And that's, DJI Tech makes a good point, folks. With a lot of these things, I'm telling you, with pppoe, with DHCP, with, what are some other ones, guys? You know, I'm thinking about BGP selection, order, acronyms is the way to go. Remembering those acronyms is going to help, because a lot of the written is just about stupid, like, rote memorization. Massive amounts. That's why I have this stupid, massive drill sheet that I use, and I need to keep going through. I said I was going to do a little bit every day, and I haven't. BGP best path, yeah. Walla Omni, that's what I use for that. Right? Yeah, so discovery, initiation, offer, request, and a session confirmation. There's also technically a T. That would be also another packet type, termination. And that is when, you know, during the session stage, if the session breaks down, that would essentially terminates. I guess that's technically not part of the discovery stage. But at the end of all of this, the session ID and the Ethernet address are known of the neighbor, right? And those are two very important things. And also, so from there, we can move on to the session stage, which is authentication, LCP, number of functions, loop link detection, configuration and options negotiation. And then we do, you know, we have PPP session establishment and termination. Is LCP is involved in that. It can't terminate a session. And then we have NCP protocol, and there were protocol configurations, etc. So, but yeah, discovery stage and then the session stage. So I hope that helps, folks. I have one meat chunk of the day, and that is this one, Microsoft Ignite. Again, if you are interested, now just remember, this is CCIE channel, right? And I'm thinking about starting a new channel. But there's a lot going on with Ignite. They do have a live stream, and they are streaming quite a few of their sessions. Most of them are similar to what Cisco Live. You know, it's the not the breakout sessions, but they are doing like technology, keynotes, other main keynotes, and they have some pretty humorous like moderators. So I watched it part of the day while I could. I didn't have much time to do it, but you know, check it out. This does involve evolving technologies, cloud, and of course there are networking components as part of this. So that might be a reason you want to watch it. Digitech Video One is curious, breaking down long strung material and names via mnemonics can make life easier. Similar to the 7 layers of the OSI model. Yep, from beginning to end. Yes, very, very true. Yeah, mnemonics are huge, and especially, like I said, for the written, this is the most, like I've had to in school, I remember I had to memorize entire poems to recite, things like that, but the written is challenging more than anything else in my life in terms of just sheer massive amounts of memorization. So I actually probably need to do more mnemonics. Some of these might be hard to create mnemonics for, like multicast link local reserved addresses. There's always a way, though. Some people said they also use mind maps. That's one thing that Jedediah Casey said, and I've also seen Tim McConaughey said that they relied heavily on mind maps. And I have mind map software. I just have not really used it that much. But anyway, hope that helps, folks. Hey, thanks for hanging out, folks. Thanks for the support, the follows, the chats, the subs, and just for being there, folks. And I hope this is helpful to you. It's Monday night. Let's get on track. Let's start the week out right, like I always try to say on Mondays. You know, stick to your plan for your certs. You know, there are a lot of other things we could be doing. Heck, there's some Netflix shows, movies I like to watch, games I like to play. But, you know, more Cisco, that's right. More Cisco. Let's do more Cisco this week, folks, and let's get those certs. So thanks for stopping in, folks. Appreciate all the support. Sending good bits out to everybody there in the community. And we will see you back here tomorrow night for day 295 here on the Land Tamer stream. Have a good night.